Learn your wants and needs, and you might just stop acting a fool and self-sabotaging yourself. Hey y'all, I am VictorE, and I help provide insight to empower. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that's been really hitting hard for me lately, and that's my relationship with myself and my parents as a reference point. So when I was a kid, when I was really young, I would get really depressed, very depressed. And I didn't know it's because I wanted attention. I wanted, to be played with, to feel like I mattered, to feel like I was safe. And my parents didn't really know how to show that. Their idea or their upbringing was such that they formed the beliefs that pain makes you stronger. Pain defines you. How much pain and suffering you carry determines a person's strength. And they didn't know how this was impacting their kids and how that would later impact, our relationship with them, my sisters and I have 3 older sisters, and our parents, and to each other. So I would get really depressed, and that, they would just kind of ignore it. So that then taught me, one, I have wants and needs that I don't know how to communicate, and 2, my wants and needs don't matter. Later on in high school, I took up skateboarding, and I would be gone for 2 or 3 days at a time, and I would get home and my parents would say, "Where were you?" And I would just say I was out skateboarding with my friends, and that was the end of the conversation. So I see and have seen this consistent pattern within myself, within even some of my nephews, my sisters, of being angry at our parents, being hurt, more like it, feeling hurt, not knowing how to communicate that hurt, and doing things more and more outlandish as a means to get their attention so that they show concern, right? That was the end game. The goal was, I want you, I need you to show concern for me. As people, I've learned that we thrive and do best when we feel secure, or what drives us, the things that we look for, are certainty, uncertainty, love and connection, and contribution. I think there's a 5th one, I forget what it is. But certainty was probably certainty and love and connection were the 2 biggest ones that I would say that that felt lacking, at least from what I could see. As the youngest of 4, the only boy. So things may be different for you. Definitely let me know in the comment section if this resonates. But doing this internal work and finding out, or having, the reference point of a villain or an inner child, kind of one and the same, helps me to identify when I'm self-sabotaging or self-protecting. And again, I say the villain and the inner child are kind of the same because they want the same thing, right? My villain self-sabotages me. But if I identify as my villain, then I'm protecting my inner child. All right, so if I like someone, let's say this is just like the easiest example that I can think of. If I like a girl and I want to get her number, I might approach her in a way that is self-sabotaging, that is to say, lacking in confidence, having my appearance be disheveled, giving her any reason to say no or just not asking at all, right? I might look at that as my villain self-sabotaging me. Another way to frame the exact same thing, the exact same scenario, is to say that I was self-protecting. I was protecting my inner child because my inner child learned that, because my mom's mental health issues, I internalized the message through the action that the women that I love are not available to me. My mom has had struggled for many years with catatonic depression. That is, it looked like her just sitting on the couch, staring out the window, being very dissociated from the present moment, and pretty much abandoning the moment to go internally and just be in her head all day. So me as a child, when I was hungry, when I needed attention, some love, connection, my mom was a million miles away, but her body was like right there. So that felt like to little Vic, women are not available. If I show up as my full self with my wants and needs, they will not be met, and it's gonna hurt. So for a long time, asking a girl out, there is that fear. There's been that fear in the way of like, she's gonna ignore me and it's gonna hurt, or it's gonna suck in some way. So we can help ourselves in framing how we see ourselves show up. So any points of frustration that you may be feeling, it might be helpful. It's been helpful for me to frame it in such a way that, I've learned in terms of like your nervous system comes into it, but like I'm either self-sabotaging and or self-protecting. So the point is, okay, what am I protecting or sabotaging myself from? What am I preventing myself from feeling? And usually it has to do with hurt. Because it's one thing that I discovered recently was like this belief or a limiting belief, a story that it's less painful to pretend like I don't have wants and needs than it is to express them, put myself out there, and not have them met. Right? A big thing that plays into this is like, if you love somebody, they'll leave. Or when I love people, they hurt me. There are a lot of these, it's like one of the more common meta beliefs that a lot of people are carrying and dealing with, that stem from childhood, from formative moments. And it's important to become aware of what the belief is and realize that the stories that we tell ourselves, especially the ones that start with I am or I am not, are practice to reinforce that belief, so that subconsciously we keep choosing people. Because for me, choosing women who are not emotionally available, very in their masculine energy, was a common frustrating, a common pattern. And it's something that I've learned to stop choosing. that, to stop reinforcing those ideas, to see where those stories stem from, and catch myself in the moments that I keep telling myself or others the same old story. So instead of I attract, or I only attract such and such type of person, reframing it as that, well, I used to choose this type of person and I'm learning to choose someone different. Something as easy as that. That's like a transitionary statement that can grow into, I choose people who love and show up for me, and who it's easy to show up for. Because, I mean, maybe this is another video, but I've had a lot of friends who were going through that phase, through that struggle of being there for their friends and their friends not being there for them. Right? Reciprocity is key. It's paramount to any friendship or connection. We can't give from an empty cup, because that just makes us resent other people and ultimately resent ourselves and think less of ourselves, because, you know, what makes us so different or unworthy that we're not worth, you know, receiving the same love that we give. And it's all a matter of choice, right? If you're giving out love and it's not being reciprocated in the way that you would like, be careful of expectations. But if you're having wants and needs to be supported, to feel supported, to be heard, to be seen, it's not being met, and you're staying with the same people, then expect the same results. But if you start to set boundaries, like, okay, this is someone who I can't have my needs and wants met with, therefore I'm going to draw a kind, gentle, maybe even silent boundary. I may just like start to hang out with them a little less, feel whatever discomfort comes up that needs my love, because any discomfort that I feel is showing me where there are still wounds that need to be, you know, cleaned and healed. And then from there, being a little more mindful of who I choose to give my time to, because your time is valuable, if no one else, then to you. Your time is what you have on this earth. And it is invaluable. So if you have any comments, questions, drop them in the comments and let me know how you're feeling. What did this video bring up for you? If you liked it, please like it, share if you can, if you'd like to, if you think somebody else would benefit from this, and subscribe for more content like this. I love you. Peace.